Thanks for your company. The details now. There's heavy security presence at the Ghana-Burkina Faso border in the wake of terrorist threats at the country's entry points. Counterterrorism personnel have been deployed by national security to prevent terrorists from entering the country. The police in the Upper West region, which borders Burkina Faso, have arrested 2 Burkinabés with ammunition in the last 2 weeks. The Ghana Armed Forces Northern Sector Commander, Brigadier General Francis Ofori, says the team will be on the ground as long as the threat is imminent. He's also been urging hoteliers and landlords not to be fixated only on money they get from their hotels and houses, but to check the background of their clients. Brigadier General Francis made the statement at Tumu during his one-day tour of the Upper West region. The visit is part of Operation Conquered Fist, which was launched as a measure to counter terrorism.
General Officer commanding the Northern Command, Brigadier General Francis Ofori, started the day at the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council, where he paid courtesy call on the Upper West Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, to brief him about his tour of the region.
In March, you heard of the kidnapping of a Reverend Father in northern Burkina Faso. In April, there was the attack on an Assemblies of God church, with some casualties, including the head pastor, in the northeastern part of Burkina Faso. And then in May, you heard of the Catholic Church. So putting all of these things together with national security and the government has thought it necessary for us to shift a bit northwards to be able to secure our borders, to make it a bit more firmer.
Dr. Bin Sali assured Brigadier General Francis Ofori of the support of the Upper West Regional Security Council in helping to make the region safe for the people.
And we have taken certain measures, and like you indicated, when it comes to operational and tactical issues, you don't say it in the open for all to know. But at our level, we have taken certain steps, and we are beginning to realize the fruition of those measures.
The general officer commanding the Northern Command then headed to Tumu in the Sisala East municipality. Sisala East is home to over 800 Burkinabés who said they have fled the Francophone West African country over alleged unrest. They are in 4 communities, namely Woro, Kapung, Tanla, and Kusala. He was met on arrival by the Sisala East Municipal Chief Executive, Karim Nonyo.
People in Sisala East Municipality need peace, especially at this hour of the day and then at this period of the season. We are, about 90% of people here are farmers. And we've started getting our rains at the later part of May. So what I mean is that people will be getting ready to go to their farms. And as you know, farming as an economic activity, if there's no peace, it will be very difficult for people to do it as an economic activity.
Brigadier General Francis Ofori, in an interaction with leaders of selected youth groups, opinion and religious leaders in Tumu, urged hoteliers and landlords to check the background of their clients.
Also, we have people who have houses or rooms that they rent out. Don't be focused or fixated too much about the money that is coming to your pocket to the detriment of the community. We're not saying don't rent, but at least you must do a little background check on that individual before you rent out the accommodation. I hope it is clear. He
is aware of the country's porous borders and hence that there are plans to put a lid on them.
People streaming across the border, and our borders are very porous. I'm sure you know that. When you go to some of the places, I won't tell you. I will not tell you. We have noticed that some places where, there are no immigration or custom personnel there to be able to man the place. But we have noticed a lot of those, and we are beginning to seal them. Sealing them in a sense of monitoring, keeping an eye over some of these things. So that what goes in and comes out, we are able to have some measure of control over those things.
His last stop was Hambili, and he visited Ghana's Hambili border with Burkina Faso and interacted with security personnel there. Behind me is a church where the incident took place, where a 51-year-old Burkinabé stormed the church with a loaded pistol. He was arrested by authorities and then kept in police custody. And so the general officer commanding the Northern Command, Brigadier General Francis Ofori, is telling the people that they will not leave any stone unturned in their bid to make them safe. And so they are going to go after every mortal enemy of the state. And that's the reason why they need to do more education for the people to know what is happening in the country. So the onus now lies on the people for them to give the security agencies information to enable them apprehend these people. He rounded off his day's itinerary by meeting off camera the leadership of the Hamley Roman Catholic Church and the man whose alert led to the arrest of the 51-year-old Burkinabe gunman. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Hamley.
Meanwhile, the number of Burkinabes that have entered Ghana following terrorist attacks in Burkina Faso over the last 2 weeks has risen from 300 to over 1,600. That's according to the MCE for Sisala East, Karim Munahil. There have been a series of attacks in Burkina Faso, forcing the Ghana security agencies to be on high alert, like you just saw, amidst concerns the country could also be hit. Mr. Nayol tells JoyNews the refugees, or those seeking refugee status in Ghana, continue to enter the country using unapproved routes.
No, they do also mention they do not actually pass through the approved migration. As I was saying, because if you look at the map of Ghana and where Sisala East is located, we have a number of communities along border roads, and you realize that there are a lot of unapproved roads. So majority of them actually came through those unapproved roads.